I would love to have a cake smashed in my face right now.
Of course.
It's like a fantasy. It's every day.
Listener, Jesse, and I think it's Jesse. So I'm guessing it's a female Jesse. Jesse sends me a link to one of those Dear Prudence columns, which,
Still around?
Yeah, it's the advice column.
I enjoy those once in a while. If it's a good topic.
Every once in a while, but you always want, is this real or just is Dear Prudence like a three people in a cubicle that are just making crap up?
Yeah.
It's like the TikTok before TikTok.
Yeah.
Dear Prudence.
Three people in a room making crap up like a morning show.
Right. So the Dear Prudence thing is, I think it's part of the Slate website. But they sent me this and it's like, MJ, what do you think? And I'm like, ooh, this is a good story, so I'm going to do it. This woman is divorcing her husband or having the marriage annulled because of this. And, folks, this is a brand new marriage. The woman got married, allegedly, just before Christmas, so it's a pretty fresh story. And she says that she's hoping to be divorced or have the marriage annulled by the end of January. I said, what the hell happened? You just got married before Christmas. Now you want the marriage annulled, or you want a divorce before the end of this month? Within, 2 weeks? She says that I never really cared about getting married. I wasn't opposed to it. So when my boyfriend proposed in 2020, we decided to go for it. We each took on about half the responsibility of putting the wedding together, blah, 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 blah. She said that she was pretty reasonable about compromise when he really wanted to do something. But she said that the only hard and fast rule was this: do not do this. What?
God.
She did not want to have wedding cake rubbed in her face.
Okay.
That was it. She did not want, at the wedding, the wedding cake. The bride eats the cake, the groom eats,
I didn't think I did that. That's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I think we did it.
You dork.
Yeah.
Cheese ball.
But it was all the rage in the mid-'90s when you got married.
She said,
you're right.
She said, the only thing that I demand is that you do not rub cake in my face at the reception. And apparently that was the agreement. But guess what? At the reception,
He smashed it.
You know what, guys? I'm just going to do it. It'll be funny, right?
listen to this. Probably that was a conversation that he probably had with his
groomsman.
His
right? I'm just gonna
groomsman.
do it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, huddle up. Groom crew, come on in.
Team meeting, guys. All right.
At the reception, she says that he grabbed me by the back of the head and shoved my head down into the entire cake.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, worse than just a slice being smacked into your face. She says that it was planned, that this was obviously planned, and they intended to destroy the cake, which it was. The cake was destroyed, apparently, because they had a bunch of cupcakes as a backup.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well,
The next day,
sounds like she's a stiff board.
she said to him, we're done.
Oh, come
And
on.
she says, I'm standing by that. And she says the thing is that over the holidays, everyone has gotten together to say, oh, give him a second chance, that she's overreacting because of...
I'm lactose intolerant.
She's got some issues. Apparently, she's very claustrophobic after a car accident.
Yes, he doesn't want to be surrounded by cake in her face.
And she panicked after being shoved into the cake and held there. Oh, so she was shoved and held, apparently.
It reminds me of the airbag when it hit me in the face.
Except it didn't have icing on it. I don't know about
She
this.
says that I love him, even though right now I don't feel like that at all, but he loves me. Asking for advice on what should she do. I don't want to, but everyone is so united and confident in their assurance that I'm making a terrible mistake by ending the marriage this quickly. They're saying, come on, just give it a second chance. And then, the answer, I want to go to phones on this. Folks, what are your thoughts on this? Let's go to the face shoved in cake lines right now at 800-990-1047. You just heard the story. What are your thoughts? The woman said to her husband-to-be, only thing I ask, do not smear cake in my face, and then it goes beyond that, and her whole head is shoved in the cake. Do you think that she ought to just end it? Do you think that this was a total violation and a breach? What should happen here? What are your thoughts? Weigh in. Hey, maybe we have listeners that have their very own cake-shoving wedding stories as well. I'd like to hear from our listeners right now on what is your advice, what is your reaction to this? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
There's a couple different sides to this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, is she being a little petty? Maybe. But she did only ask one thing of him. One thing. Don't put my head in the cake.
Yeah, that's the point. So, I mean, is that such an egregious violation that it is unforgivable? That's what you are. What do you think?
There is quite a few videos on YouTube of brides and grooms getting in fights because of the cake smash.
Oh, I bet that's the thing. I bet there are a ton of videos of the wedding cake smash.
I'm just watching a woman punch her new husband in the face
after she got the cake smeared?
After the cake.
All right, let's go to phones. Look at every line is jammed here.
What happens?
Keep trying. If you're getting a busy signal, and if you've got a great story and you're getting a busy signal right now, just keep trying. So, when I get rid of a call, just try to sneak in. 800-990-1047. Let's grab Jennifer in Clearwater up first on this. Hi, Jen. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
What do you think?
I think she's so overreacting. For my sister's wedding, they planned ahead of time, not that we knew. Instead of shoving it in each other's face, they turned around at the last minute and shoved it in my face and the best man's face.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, that's choreographed. That was orchestrated.
Are they still married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, that's a marriage that works together.
And did you guys think it was funny? Oh, you too? Or did you guys get pissed off?
No, it was great. It was so fun.
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
Yep.
I would have been like, what are you doing?
I'm the best man. You don't do that to me.
Look what you've done to my rental tux.
For real. You're going to have to pay for that.
I'm going to have a special cleaning charge.
You got fondant on my bouffant or whatever the hell they're called.
Folks at Casinos are going to be pissed.
Hey, I've got a wedding. My brother's wedding is on freaking Super Bowl Sunday coming up.
Yeah, and they're going to do the cake, and you're going to be right there.
I have to rent the tux.
Oh, my God.
So, seriously.
Who rents tux anymore?
I'm not buying a tux.
What do you think, he has one?
I don't have a tux. I'm not going to buy a tux.
Who gets married? Who gets married in a tux anymore?
Let me say goodbye to Jen. Hey, Jen, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening, Jen.
Thanks. Absolutely. Love it.
Bye,
Jen.
Thanks. All right, so I got to call my brother because he sent me, the things I need to rent and a special website because they're coordinating all of the tuxes and the dresses.
What?
But there's a missing item, which I got to find out. Huh? Am I going to be the only one showing up without this? All right, hold on. Let me finish with these calls. All right, Lee is in Tampa. Hey, Lee, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right, so the cake story, the bride says, listen, the one thing I don't want is do not shove cake in my face at the wedding. The groom not only shoves cake in her face, actually takes her head and slams her face into the entire cake. What are your thoughts?
I definitely think it was, wrong on his part. Especially if she had given him a clear instructions like, hey, this is the one thing I don't want,
and
made it abundantly.
That's the one thing she said.
But maybe MJ, think about it. What if he wanted a way out? He's like, I hate her. I'm gonna smash her in the face, and then it's gonna be over. Maybe the guy's a genius.
So, but I get it. When my wife and I got married a few years ago, she had given me a very explicit rule for our wedding, which was during the reception, she didn't want me drinking alcohol at all during the reception of our wedding.
And why is that? Do you turn into like a Kim Basinger, like in Blind Date? What happens?
It can get a little carried away. And we were flying out from Florida to New York at 7 a.m. the next morning
right.
for our honeymoon. So, she didn't want me to be hungover and all that stuff. And, I understood. And I respected it. And probably our reception was about 4 hours. And I'd say about an hour into it, that whole no alcohol thing kind of went out the window.
Oh, boy.
But I was at least willing to accommodate her and respect her wishes. So,
all right, so what is your verdict? Should this woman seek a divorce now? I mean, the wedding was just before Christmas. She is talking about getting divorced or having it annulled before the end of January. That would mean they'd be married for, what, just over a month. And he violated do not shove cake in my face at the reception. Do you think that warrants divorce? I'm guessing you say...
I do not.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
All right. Hey, Lee, thanks for the call.
Have a drink, Lee.
Let's grab Sam. Sam's in Brandon. Hey, Sam, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How you doing?
We are well. So what do you think about the wedding cake divorce situation?
I think this chick needs to go to this guy and beg for forgiveness. But if I'm one of his buddies, I'm telling him he needs to run. She is way too uptight to get married to.
For real.
Sam,
Ridiculous.
that's the other side of this, Sam, and I understand where you're coming from. If you just marry somebody and they tell you for a month that they want to leave you, you know what? Let that one go.
I got to believe that this is just nothing but trouble down the line. And, you know,
I mean,
She's telling him how she's going to be for the rest of their marriage. She's living in absolutes. She's going to have ultimatums left and right. No way.
yeah, hey, good call. Sam, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's grab Katrina in Sarasota. Hey, Katrina, MJ Morning Show, you're on.
Hi. I think sometimes it's an age thing. So if they're in their 20s, early 20s, to some degree, I don't think his brain is just working and he's carried away with what society says you're supposed to do, like tradition, and just got carried away with it.
But what about the fact that she had one request? Okay, we'll get married, but don't smash the cake in my face. And he did worse. He smashed her head into the entire cake and then held it there.
Yeah, I'm not saying I actually agree with what he did. And, yeah, that's really extreme, and I'm wondering if he really even validates her feelings or her thoughts, or is it just you're silly and I'm going to do what I want to do anyway? I don't know on that part. You know, I think maybe the friends are putting too much comments into it, but then again, they know him better than anybody.
Yeah, listen, everyone's trying to talk her out of this, but, you know,
Katrina, that was really deep, talking about validating feelings.
It was very deep, but
What?
I think that this is just like reading the appetizer section of the marriage menu, and it's going to get really bad down the road. All right, phones have exploded on this. Let me grab a couple more, then we're going to move on. Brandon is in Newport Richie. Hey, Brandon, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, what's up, MJ?
Hey there. All right, what are your thoughts?
Hey, so, like, the whole situation with this wedding cake, like, listen, let's be real here. I can understand the whole face plant into a wedding cake. It's the bride's biggest day of her life, right?
Yep.
Imagine all the makeup you have to put on. All that's going to be wiped clean, and then you're going to, like, what's the point in doing all of that? Like, I'm getting married on February 6th, and my fiance literally...
Hold on. Let your cell clear up. Brandon, you there?
Yeah.
All right, you just cleared up. All right, so your fiance said what?
My fiance told me to not put any wedding cake in her face when I get married.
She's making that ultimatum as well.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. That's a.
All right, so are you going to abide by her wishes, or are you going to say screw it?
Well, you know, maybe a little bit on the nose, you know.
All right, well, listen, just heed this story. Make sure you make a well-informed decision, because look at this story here. Hey, best of luck on your wedding next month. All right, let me just clear out this board here, but Coop, I got to move on. So calls are going nuts here. Aaron is in St. Pete. Hi, Aaron. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
What do you think?
I have real mixed feelings about it. If it was just a little prank, then that's kind of going overboard. But if that's the beginning of an abusive relationship, I mean, you said that he slammed her head after grabbing her hair. You don't want to stay in that.
I'm sure it wasn't aggressive. I'm sure
it was into the wedding cake. And
I'm sure it was playful.
Well,
She's just mad that she.
But again, it was exponentially worse than what she asked him not to do by just smearing cake like the slice in her face. He grabbed her by the head and slammed her whole head into the wedding cake.
Right. Well, if he grabbed her by the head, did he grab her hair and pull it?
Yes, grabbed her by the back of the head. And slammed her right in the cake.
And you said he held her there. She's already got claustrophobic issues.
Yeah.
That's abusive.
You know, Aaron, does it matter what flavor cake it is?
All right, Fester, shut up. All right, Aaron, thanks.
I mean, what if it's like one of those?
If it's buttercream cake, I mean,
like that, man. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, thanks for the call. All right, two more, and I got to move on.
You.
Two more.
right.
Two more, and I got to get the Alec Baldwin story on. I got to call my brother, too, because I got a big problem potentially. Greg is in Lakeland. Greg, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This lady is 100% justified. 110% easily. This was a condition for my first marriage. I said, you smashed the cake, I'm walking out.
So you,
How mad he is.
You, all right, so Greg, you said this to your bride.
Yes.
Wow.
You said you smashed the cake in my face. I'm walking out.
Exactly. Period.
And that
There
was your
no negotiation.
What are you, a drill
Okay,
sergeant?
Paul, that was the first marriage. So
I'll
apparently,
tell you what, Greg.
Period.
Greg,
End of question.
Greg sounds very authoritative. Greg,
He does.
Greg, what do you do for a living?
I actually work for an industrial refrigeration company right now, but I was in the military.
All right,
so-
gotcha. Yeah,
There you go.
All right, so tell us the rest. So what happened?
So, I mean, she respected that wish because it was literally the same thing. My only condition, I let her have full control. Only condition was no I hate smashed food. I have like a thing with smashed food.
I hate
It's so weird.
I've got a thing against smashed food.
Never had mashed
So-
potatoes,
My
sir?
son, when my son turned 1, I left the room for the smash cake.
because you couldn't see it.
That's great.
I will not be there.
All right.
Just
Listen.
can't
weird.
handle it.
All right. So, like an hour earlier, you committed a lifetime of marriage to this person with the one condition of I'm out if you smash cake in my face.
Well, this was arranged before
All right.
when we were making arrangements.
All right, Greg, can I ask a final question, Greg? Did you have some kind of a smashed food issue as a kid? Did something really traumatic happen to you?
Good question.
Not that I can remember.
Gotcha.
It's blocked. It's blocked.
Greg,
Oh, my.
all right, thanks for the call. Wow. Thanks for listening, Greg. All right, last call on this, and we're going to move on, the Alec Baldwin story. All right, Jamie is in Tampa. You got the last say on the woman that wants a divorce or an annulment a month after marriage because she demanded that the hubby not smash cake in her face. He did it anyway at the reception. Even worse, smashed her whole head in the cake. What are your thoughts?
Good morning. I'm driving, trying to figure out why we're offering the lady advice and not the guy to head for the hills. This is insane. I asked my husband not to do it. He did it. Okay. And I get it. He smashed her face. I mean, I get all of that, but why are we offering her advice instead of him?
That's a great point,
He
Jamie.
needs to haul the other way. Go.
You know, I got to be honest. Her wishes should have been respected, but I think this is an indication of a real bleep storm.
Well, you married me.
100%.
Yeah.
MJ, do you have...
Jamie.
I have a thing that if I do to Kim, she'll divorce me instantly. And it's sort of like... It has to do with mustard. She always... Since we've been dating...
What?
She hates mustard so much, and I always threaten her. I say, when you're sleeping, I'm going to pour mustard all over your face.
What?
And she said she'll
That's
divorce me.
different.
Are you
I know
making-
it's different. I'm just saying. I know. No, it's...
That's
If you called
different.
Kim right now and said, if one thing you divorce Froggy for, she'll say mustard.
Jamie, how is that different?
It's the same thing.
Are you
It's
making
totally
this?
different.
Are you making
The
this up?
wedding cake thing is a tradition. It's
No,
a
I'm not.
tradition.
Completely true.
Are you making this up?
I just swear to God, it's no other condiments. It's only mustard.
So if you were to like pour a bucket of mayonnaise on your wife's face,
that would be bad, but not as bad as mustard.
Hey, Jamie. Is it Jamie? Yeah,
Yeah,
Jamie.
Jamie.
Jamie, have a great day. Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for listening.
It's not different, Jamie. It's the same thing.
All right, you
All
got
right.
the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Do you have something else to add before I move on?
Please.
You guys don't want to know that I would love to have a cake smashed in my face right now.
Of course.
It's like a fantasy. I have this every day.